Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Investing Explained. Here's today's question. What are some of the hidden or just often overlooked parts of a house hack that somebody listening to the show should really be aware of when they're starting their first house hack?
I think it's really, really important to for most people, a house hack will be their first investment. And it is very scary putting that amount of money down on anything. But I would recommend you have to go do it, because it doesn't really matter about getting the best deal. Right? It doesn't matter about getting 20 grand off the purchase price. It matters that you get in early and fast. So you can start saving on rent, start building that equity in the property, start paying down the loan. And most importantly, that ticker starts, right? That 1 year timer starts until you can get your next one, right? If you're waiting 6 months for the perfect deal, sure, you may save 10 or 15 grand, but you're going to make up that 10 and 15 grand through loan pay down, through cash flow, through rent savings, and through appreciation in those months. Like, there's a huge opportunity cost with waiting for a house hack. And that doesn't even include the fact that you can't get another house hack until a year and 6 months later instead of just a year later. So that's like the biggest thing that people don't quite understand, and that I try to really pound into people's heads is just go do a deal.
And do you think it's often overlooked about how professional people need to handle it? So if you're living in the property with other people, if it's a single unit, so just a single family house, it's probably more common than a duplex or 3 or 4 units. But do you think it's common for people to not necessarily have like a legal lease and do all the legal paperwork that's needed?
I would say there are definitely people that do it. I hope that no one in the Bigger Pockets community or in your community does it. It's just like, it's an unnecessary risk, like always just like CYA and, get yourself a good lease. We have them on Bigger Pockets. Yeah, like just do it all the right way. Don't take any shortcuts, because it will come back to bite you at some point.
So treat it as if it is truly a regular investment property. Cross all your T's, dot all your I's.
Yeah, treat it like a business, man. You got to treat it like a business. I background check and credit check my friends. Like, everyone goes through the same exact process. I don't care who you are. And if you don't like it, then don't live with me. And I did not do this one time, right? I did not do a background check or credit check one time, and it came back to bite me. So every time just got to do it.
How did that one come back to bite you?
So on my most recent property, I was on my third one, getting kind of cocky, getting kind of lazy and too confident. And there were people that were looking at my top. So basically my third house hack it's a 6-bed, 3-bath. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath on top, 3-bed, 1-bath on the bottom. And I had people coming to look at the top, but it had already been filled. And so they were coming anyway. So I just said, whatever, I'll show them the basement. And I showed them the basement, and it was going to be month to month because I was redoing the whole basement besides the bedrooms. So they could live there, but they would basically be living in a construction zone. And I knew it was going to be just month to month. So I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't need to do a background check, credit check, because again, like, what's the worst that could happen? Well, I found out the first day I got the contractors in there, the contractors went down the hallway to rip up some carpet, and they smelled like this atrocious smell coming from the rooms, and they didn't know what it was. And so I went and I looked up the woman's name who I accepted on Google, which you should do this before you let them in your house. And she was on our county's most wanted list for like hard drugs. So the woman was doing meth or crack or something in my basement, during the day while I wasn't there and the contractors were there. And so I immediately, I was fortunate in that I just basically did cash for keys and said, hey, I'll give you your rent, your security deposit, and $500 to just get out. And they left no problem by the end of the week. But that could have been way, way worse, right? Because it would have been, almost 2 months, because I have to give month to month, then I have to give at least 30 days notice. So the one time I didn't screen properly, it came back to bite me, which was a good lesson. And I know now that just don't take any shortcuts, even if it's month to month.
Yeah, that's a very good lesson. And it's an unfortunate story, but you got out of it pretty safe. And hopefully the people listening can learn from that and make sure they treat their property as a business, not just take people's word for it.
Yes, learn from my mistake.
Smart people learn from their own mistakes, but wise people learn from others' mistakes. So
that's right.
Learn from Craig's mistakes here. That's all for this episode of Real Estate Investing Explained. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or subscribe to our YouTube channel to get even more free content.